There we go. Okay, so we're going on health and diet. Same as what we just did. Your diet affects your health. It is important to eat a balanced diet and only eat moderate amounts of sugary and fatty foods. Right? People gain weight when they eat too much of these fatty and sugary foods and get too little physical exercise. Okay. So there is a measurement called the BMI that shows whether or not you are healthy by stating if you are obese or underweight and any variation between the two. Okay, the BMI means the body mass index. Okay, so in the workplace, as I said before, we use our computers a lot. And this type of activity, which is very limited, right, affects how we perceive eating. Because if I'm sitting at a desk for, let's say, about 8 hours a day, sometimes I just say, you know what, I need to snack. And I don't eat a home cooked meal, or I don't eat on my dietary basis. So that type of schedule would affect how you eat, which would heighten the chance of you getting a lifestyle disease. All right? Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Right? And a lifestyle disease that we're going to be looking on, we looked at disease, diabetes, we're going to look at cancer now. So cancer, it's a very general term. It's basically, and I'm going to go into a little bit of biology. All right? When you have a lump of unwanted mass, such as dead cells, right? That's what we call cancer. A lump of dead cells, cells that no longer do their objective in the body, right? Is called cancer. So depending on where it is in your body, that's why we call it breast cancer, brain cancer, right? Am I forgetting another one? Hand cancer, I think they have that. So depending on where it is in your body, that's what we call it. But they have specific names sometimes, right? A lump of dead cell is called cancer because it is unwanted in the body due to it serving no purpose or losing its purpose. So serving slash losing its purpose. It not serving slash losing its purpose. All right, due to natural lifespan. Okay, so although there are many causes of cancer, such as your lifestyle, rather, the acts of vices. So, vice. Have you ever heard of this word before? Vice.
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna teach you now. Vice is the official term of a habit that you cannot quit. So if you like to play video games, that's your vice. If you like to study a lot, that's your vice. I hope one of you guys are like that. But if you like to do any activity that damage your body now, such as smoking, right? that would increase a cancer that could happen. What do we say cancer is? A lump of dead cells. So here's what we're gonna put now. We have lung cancer, which is caused from smoking. Then we have skin cancer, which is caused from exposure from the sun. And then we have colon, breast, or prostate cancer. Colon, breast, or prostate cancer, which is caused from poor diet. Okay, everybody understand so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I want Sine now to remind me what a vice is. So I just said the definition of vice. I want you now to remind me of what we said a vice is. Yeah, in terms of things that you do. So what is a vice?
Your voice is something that you're good,
Behavior, sir.
P?
Practice our behavior.
Right, behavior or a practice. So a behavior or a practice that you regularly do.
Yes, sir.
Good job. Sometimes we call it an addiction. So if you're addicted to doing something, that's your vice. So use these words a lot. Use these words in your daily activities. So sometimes when they say, what are you doing on your phone? I'm doing my vice. Right? You're addicted to your phone. Okay. So not only those types of vices, which is smoking and not adhering to a proper diet, but you can also, right, have poor health and diet from accidents and injury. Okay? So the leading cause of death in the Caribbean is actually accidents. When I found this out, I was shocked because I was like, isn't it just human incompetence that's accidents? But sometimes you have freak accidents. So the leading cause, as I said, is accidents. This includes injuries from road, violence, poisoning, and suicide. The CPH, right, or the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPA, as they call it, has calculated that for each year in the period 2007 to 2012, 11.5% of all deaths in the Caribbean was due to accident and injury. You might say this isn't a large number, but keep in mind, all right, 11.5% is from every country, right, and every form of accident. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now some questions. List five factors that contribute. So hashtag activity. It's going to be a homework. List five factors that contribute to the incidence of lifestyle disease, right? And then draw, my bad, draw a mind map of how all the lifestyle diseases are linked to one another. I'm going to give you an example of a mind map. Second, let me just go for a proper map to show you. 1 second. Okay, here we go. So this is the typical type of map. All right. Show another one. Here's another one. So these are different types of maps you can draw to explain how they are linked together. And here it's fun. I want you to practice using this type of mind map. Now, I'm going to screenshot it and then I'll put it under the notes so you can follow it. So in this center, let's go back to the notes. In the center now, what would be the topic? One person to answer that for me. That's the final point you can get for today. Let's put a picture here. Let me ask the question again. In this mind map, we have economic development as the main point, the main idea. What's the main idea of this question? Draw a mind map of how all the lifestyle diseases are linked to one another. What would be in the center here? Anybody? Let's ask Tristan. It's the final questions of the day.
Can you repeat?
Okay, so in this mind map, economic development
The question.
was the main idea. And I'm asking now, what's the main idea of this question? Draw a mind map of what?
Health and diet.
Repeat?
Health and diet.
Health and diet, or you can just say lifestyle disease, but I'd use health and diet as well. So either the two. Right? Okay, you're gonna show now how all the different lifestyle diseases, as I said, you have cancer, you have accidents. So let me list them for you. You have cancer, accidents, and injuries. Go back and map. Accidents and injuries, cancer, right? And then you're gonna list now the different aspects of it. Okay, and that's the end of this section. Okay, everybody? So let me give you a last section to do for homework. Revise. That was question. So those are the two questions, but in the last question, revise all the notes to prepare for next week's social study test. All right, and I'll see you next week. Is there any questions?
No, sir.
All right. So let me send you the link to the notes again if you missed anything. And I'm gonna have the video uploaded now onto the page. If you missed anything in the class, or if Talia in this case missed class, right? She'll be having the video, but same as you guys. If you miss anything that I said, watch the video. All right, so I'll see you next week.
This is a bye.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Same to you, sir.